Hey y'all, welcome back to the garage, welcome back to the channel. And as you saw in the thumbnail, this video is just a little bit different, and it's not because I haven't been working on cars. I've actually been working on a really cool 66 drop top Impala. I'll show to you. Follow me. When this car came in, the engine was missing really bad. I had a couple of burned valves, so this got a complete top engine rebuild on it. Came out really nice, runs really good. But beyond that, there was all sorts of gobs of wiring and split loom, which you guys know I hate, and the engine compartment had probably been painted 20 times with God knows what, because I went through 2 boxes of sandpaper to get it sanded down so I could get it looking like it does now. This is all I have left for all the crazy wiring that was in here. The engine compartment came out really nice. Blacked all of this out with the OEM trim black, but this all had to be primered and coated and painted and what have you. And then while I was at it, I went ahead and cleaned up the engine as well. And I've shot a ton of video on it. For some reason, God knows what, I think kids call it a vibe nowadays, but the shit ain't vibing and the video is garbage. So I've shot like 20 videos on this car. I'm still doing some more modifications to it, but I'm waiting for one final box of parts to show up, which is gonna be an air ride system, so I may get that filmed. And if you're tuning in to see the OBS, well, the OBS isn't any further along than what it was because I can't do any painting while this is here. Since all my video for the 66 Impala is absolute garbage, like it's completely uneditable to even get through it. And I've made no more progress on the OBS because, well, I'm not gonna paint the customer's car in here, and that's mine, and it's not a priority. I thought, no, I'd like to get my dirt bike done. Now, I haven't rebuilt a 4-stroke dirt bike engine before. I've done a lot of 2-strokes back in the day, but I don't know. I owned my last 2-stroke in the 90s, like late 90s. And I always had 4-strokes and always just paid someone to do it. Well, since it's sitting here, I'd like to get it back going again. Figure why not? Can't be that difficult. The only real big difference I can really see is in the top end of a 4-stroke as opposed to the bottom end, because the gearing is still going to be the same type of gearing, same type of clutch, same type of stator. A lot of it's going to be really familiar. It's the top end that's not going to be familiar. So if you've never rebuilt one of these, well, join the party. I haven't either. This should be interesting. I've already done some of the pre-disassembly just to speed things along a little bit. So the seat comes off with 2 10mm, got a couple 10mm in here that I already took out. Then you have the fairing bolts that just keep the fairings from flapping in the wind. And then there is a strap that disconnect the fuel line, that pops off pretty quick and easy, and the tank just comes right off. And sure enough, there's the strap I was talking about. That just holds onto this lug in the rear. Now that I got the bike off the stand, I want to get to the lowest part of this radiator so I can get the antifreeze out of it. So I'm going to remove this guard. Now back over on this side, now that the radiator is drained, I think this bolt right here, remember I said that I hadn't done this before, I think that's my oil drain. If it's not, you're never gonna know because I'm gonna edit it out of this video. Oh, and why the oil is draining, because it does hold quite a bit, like 1.2 quarts. If you loosen up the oil dipstick, which is right here, it comes out a heck of a lot faster. There's a ton of metal in there. That's all from the rod bearing. I'm gonna let it keep going. There is a lot of oil in there. It's got a pretty decent little stream going, but the other drain, because even for a 2003, the other drain is right here because the upper frame is the oil tank, and the reason that's an oil tank is because this engine is a dry sump oiling system. How cool is that? So it actually stores and pumps the oil back up to the tank, back to the engine, feeds what it needs to, goes back up again. I may have had an oil pump failure. That could have been why the engine seized up, but I don't think so. I think it was just wear and tear. Anyways, as it stands, this is the next guard that has to come off, and then that black tube that goes up to the head. I assume that's probably where your crankcase ventilates. We're gonna pop that out of there. Those oil lines are gonna have to come off, but those are gonna come off down here where they connect on the left and right side of the engine. Carburetor is gonna have to come off. I'm probably gonna have to loosen up the rear section and tilt that down to get that done. So let's get some of this done. And if you didn't know this about dirt bikes, almost everything is an 8, a 10, or a 12 millimeter. This vent tube pinch clamp came off pretty easy. Ooh, that's not dry rotted at all. Sweet. I did maintain this bike really well. It just happened to seize. Well, and it didn't even fully seize. It just turns over really hard. Did have to go grab a number 5 hex head so I can get this clutch linkage disconnected. Oh, that's absolutely a case bolt. See, learning all sorts of stuff. Just like Mr. Rogers' channel. Or wait, is that Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? Maybe it's just Mr. Rogers. Anyhow, that is our clutch. That is now disconnected, out of our way. What are we gonna do next? And then the boot on the back side and the boot on the front side. Okay, that's pretty darn loose. Let's see if I can, using the blunt end, just pop that clamp back and get it out of my way. That's experience right there. And over on this side, scoop myself in there with my light, you'll see you actually have 2. One on the manifold side, one on the carburetor side. It's gonna have to come off anyhow, so I loosened up both of those already. And the carburetor's pretty loose, but I seem to recall last time I rebuilt the carb, I had to take this top engine mount out of there. So I'm gonna take top engine mount out, put it together. Stick my bolts back in it so we know where they go. Look how much room that freed up. Really want to make sure that lead gasket doesn't get damaged. Now we got a carburetor out of our way. That's pretty darn easy. All right, kind of sporadically, I'm gonna call it a day on the WR, but tune in for part 2. It'll be coming up here pretty quickly. I promise I won't jump ahead until I film it. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, push that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.